Hey going everyone, it's Adrenaline7 here, and we are still playing XCOM 2 with the Long War mod, plus extras as well. So the last mission turned out flawlessly, which was wicked, but now we are here and we are going to start another one. So we've got this one here, this infiltration mission, which I'm boosting, because I don't know how much, I didn't actually pay attention how much time I had on it. I think I had a fair bit of time, but I just wanted to get it done. So we have to, so this is Jagged Fog, we have to rescue a VIP. And that VIP is an engineer. So we've got 5 days to get that done, which is going to be pretty easy stuff. We've got 5 more days to do it. I'm pretty sure I only had about 5 days to do it normally. So let's waste some more time. Yeah, let's do it again. Okay, that's all right. Oh yeah, that's all right. Every now and then. Oh, it's been a month. Okay, sweet. So, monthly supply income, I got plus 34, but for some unknown causes, minus 7. So you ended up getting about 27. We've got new staff, we've got a doctor, and we have Lance Corporal Zelenka, I believe it was. So every now and then you'll get a mission where the resistance will give you some supplies and stuff like that. So what you'll need to do is actually fly over and pick it up and get back to wherever you need to go. So this is what we're trying to do. So this one here, this supply drop, because it is fairly close by, it's 27 supplies, which is always good because, you know, if we wanted to try and upgrade our squad to maximum, we're going to... Excuse me, I did drink some water beforehand, not Pepsi this time. Yep, still going. Excuse me. So yeah, we pick it up, and we need about 250 supply to increase the amount of soldiers we can include it on our missions. So yeah, so now we've got new staff, which is always cool. So we can actually recruit new staff as well by going to the black market. Now, I believe all of my... my supplies are low, so I can't get anyone. So I might actually have to sell some items next time. So I don't know. Might try and do that off camera at some point. You know, just before I set up the next mission and go from there. Oh well. So anyway, so this is the second video that I'm doing tonight that requires a voiceover. I mean, just earlier tonight I recorded the voice for part 4. This is now part 5. And I think this is a better mission, so I've got low supplies for that, so I can't do anything about it. I think I just end up traveling to back to West Africa and go from there. So I'm just trying to think, where is that? Oh, I'm just trying to figure out what countries around Africa that would be. I think here I'm trying to figure out what soldiers I've got. Yeah, recruits. So those are my normal recruits, and you know, some of them don't look too bad, but I think I remember recruiting a person beforehand. So we've got Long Wang, we've got Long Wang.
I did my best to get the new recruits ready for what
oh no, Lo Wang. That's Shadow Warrior. I thought his name was Long Wang for a second. So yeah, so as you can see here, I've got a fair few soldiers that still are not available, and it's not big, you know, some of them are wounded, some of them are actually in the middle of an infiltration, so we can't do that. With new types of combat as well, there's only so much I can do, so I've already purchased the Vengeance one, so if they're critically wounded, they get a bonus to attack, I believe. I should have looked at that properly, but yeah, I want to aim for those two there. It's 150 supply, not 250. And I believe there's actually another one where you can actually half the amount of... what's it called, healing time for soldiers. I'm trying to remember how that goes, but yeah, so as you can see, I've got no engineers. There's no point about building facilities or anything like that because I've got no one around. So I believe from here onwards I actually try and go to the next mission. So there we go, 200 there. We've got the extract VIP mission and dark events as well. That's something we'll talk about another time when that one actually comes up. But for the moment, because I'm on to my 3rd mission, that's not including the tutorial, it's not really going to start yet. I mean, it's only been 1 month. Things haven't come up yet. So here we go. So the whole point about this is that I need to, excuse me, sorry, it's getting a little bit late at the moment when I'm recording this. So, Jagged Fog, the whole point about this is that I need to pick up a VIP. They're held captive, and it's my job to sort them out. So, I did a bit of a cut just to save loading times. So, this is what surprised me. Now, I know this isn't the exact same map, but it's very, very similar to actually the previous mission. The setup is, like, the locations are very similar as well. So what I end up doing, you know, obviously save my game because that's just the way I like to do it. Just in case in case for some reason I have to quit the game or whatnot, I don't have to just go to the last mission. I can start again if need be. Although I'm not trying to. Excuse me. I am still trying to implement Iron Man sort of stuff to this one, Iron Man mode. So I'm not save scumming or anything like that. In fact, I only save at the start of a mission. And the only reason why I would reload a mission is if I'm attempting to record vocals at the same time, which for the last two videos I've just negated to do because it's just not working for me. I still can't figure out why. As you can see here, I've done a bit of a cut. We've actually got we're going from one rooftop to the next. As you can see, I've got a whole bunch of people already moving across. We have two drones that are circling around buildings and stuff like that, weaving in and out, doing all sorts of junk. Whew, sorry, still tired. Energy levels haven't picked up since the last time I yawned. So the whole point of what I'm trying to do around here is that I'm trying to just get everyone onto this rooftop. Because I was trying to imply the same tactic I did last mission, where I got everyone one, then I would position them around and I'd ambush them that way. So here we go, another video cut, and here I'm actually trying to get everybody moving over to the left, to the let's say that's the north side. Okay, so the top left, that's my north side. I do have, oh god, I'm yawning again. Oh. Okay, there we go. Sorry, just ended up slapping my face. I found that, and I don't do this often, I found that slapping my face does actually wake me up a little bit. And it's not so bad because at the moment it's cushioned because I'm growing a very thick, woolly, wintry beard. Which is softening the blows, which makes it a bit easier for me that time. Yeah, the beard's getting really thick now. I'm probably going to get rid of it before I go back to work. By the way, I've got 2 weeks off work because it's school holidays, so that makes it easier for me, which allows me to actually record some more stuff and to do more voiceovers. Just knock the microphone there and again. Oh, we found some more hostels, by the way, over this way. So yeah, I'm on school holidays, but that doesn't mean that I don't have to do any work. I've still got a whole bunch of planning to do. I've got to rewrite a little bit of a unit, because it's not, like the start isn't turning out the way I wanted. Well, it's not that it's not turning out the way I wanted, it's not relevant according to the curriculum that I'm supposed to be going against. So it's I need to rework it, make it more. Yeah, I need to sort it out. Basically, there's a lot of things I need to sort out that way. But otherwise, I need to come up with a bit more material for some of my drama units as well, which is fine because I'm teaming up with someone to do. I'm teaming up with a couple of people to do that. Oh well. And anyway, we're still going through this mission. So I found these guys, and what I'm doing is I'm actually circling around to the north side. So I could get to the back of those guys. Okay, so those drones are still circling around and whatnot. So and basically, I've got my. I think this is the Shinobi. I'm pretty sure the Shinobi has the submachine guns, as opposed to the Rangers who have an assault rifle. So in my last video, that guy could have been a Shinobi. I'll have to check next time I play the game, which hopefully should be pretty soon. So basically, I'm getting a team of 3 people to try and get to that north side. So I'm just trying to hide out of sight, behind full cover, so that if I do get spotted, at least I've got somewhat max protection. Not 100%, because, you know, if you go behind full cover and hunker down, I think you get a bonus to your defense anyway. Oh, don't mind that, I'm just scratching the beard. It's getting a bit, yeah, it's getting a little bit itchy from there. But my god, oh god, it feels so long though. It's easily... I'm trying to figure out how long it is. I'll try and give an estimation.
Stepping off.
It's probably 3 or 4 centimeters long, the beard, the hairs on the beard, and that's just on the neck. So yeah, I do have a bit of a neck beard going on, but I do plan on, if I don't plan on getting rid of all of it, I do want to trim it and get rid of the neck part, so I'm only keeping the jawline and the mustache as well, and the chin. So I'm going for the full beard, but style beard. And depending on how I feel, I might try and twirl some of the mustache as well, but I'm not a hipster, so I might not at all. I was thinking about doing, just for like a day, I wanted to try and get the sideburns connected to the mustache, you know, get the mutton chops and the mustache going on, and just completely shave off the beard part. I'd like to try that out. I don't expect to keep it very long. I'll probably get rid of it immediately, but I'm just trying to envision myself with it, and I reckon it would look pretty interesting to start off with. Notice how I didn't say that it was going to look good? Yeah, it probably won't, but it doesn't matter. So this is how this mission turns out. It's a whole bunch of taking turns, slowly taking turns. So here we go. So I've spotted 3 different groups of enemies now. Possibly, well, 3 different groups, plus a couple of single enemies that aren't really that big of a deal. Now, what I'm trying to do here, I've decided to back off a little bit because I don't know exactly where these guys are going to go. So as you can see here, I've got my couple of my, so yeah, is that Dongleng or Dongdeng or something like that? I don't know, some Chinese guy. I'm getting him to stay up there because I'm wanting him to be my sharpshooter, hence why I'm keeping him up there. I want him to grab some skills and, you know, try and influence. I don't know if it works or not, but I want to try and influence the game to get him to be a sharpshooter. If I try and kill people, or kill aliens, sorry, with a bit of range, I'm hoping that gives a bit of an influence to it. So that sectoid and those guys are going in the building, and those guys are circling around the outside. Now, it's, yeah, this mission wasn't hard at all. It did get a little bit intense at some points, which you'll see later on. But otherwise, so we've got, yeah, 3 particular groups going on. And obviously some single drones, which don't really do much. They stun, they can attack a little bit, but they're not really that big of a deal. So, once again, I'm getting all these guys going to... Where am I checking over there for? Yeah, I didn't end up cutting half of this stuff because I want to try and get my videos... I want to aim my videos to be about half an hour long. Even though the... Because most of my mission times go for about 40 minutes. I try and get half an hour's... Like, I want to try and cut up at least half an hour's worth of footage. And just to show you that I'm not constantly loading and saving or anything like that, which I have not done with this. Except for the times where my microphone hasn't worked while I was in the middle of recording, which, you know, unfortunately has happened a couple of times in the first, like, 1 or 2 missions. But, so, obviously, and that's why I've decided to do this particular format where I would record all my stuff and do a voiceover later. So basically what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to grab, as I said before, a whole bunch of people going up to the north part. That's the top left of the screen there, as you can see on this angle. So people going north, they go up that way. This guy, I've decided to change buildings because he's not getting enough sight there. Now, the sectoid and the drone are going inside that building. So what I've done is, or so what I'm going to do is actually get these guys. Once they catch up. Yeah, once the other 2 catch up, the Shinobi and those other 2, they're going to go into the building and they're going to get ready to ambush. Now these 2 jokers here, they're just circling around the building, they're doing what they need to do, that's fine, they got no worries. They're probably going to get bombed soon, because that's the way I roll. I don't like rolling bombs, but you get the idea. Yeah. Up the building we go. I love the fact that these guys can climb so quickly. I mean, where do they get their training from? I mean, granted, it's been 20 years since the invasion and stuff like that. I guess it takes a bit of time to, 20 years of ninja training would actually do some good. Speaking of ninja training, Australia is finally going to be airing Ninja Warrior coming up soon. I know America's been doing it for a while, but Australia's finally getting their own version. And, yeah, it's interesting. But, I don't know. they already had gladiators on many years ago. Like American Gladiators was one. Then they had Australian Gladiators, which was the exact same format. The only difference was we gave them different names. We gave the gladiators different names. Some of them still had mullets, which was interesting because this was like mid to late 90s, and you think mullets would have been done by then, but no. Apparently mullets don't go out of fashion, especially if you're what we call bogan or redneck or anything like that, whatever you want to call it. I'm glad I don't hang around with any bogans. I'm not fond of them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a distinct difference between, you know, bogans and, you know, just those who generally like to party and, you know, drink and stuff like that. There is a difference between them. I won't go into details about that though, because I haven't actually, you know, even though I can think about it, I don't want to spend 10 minutes of this video just talking about bogans. It's really not really what I want to talk about at all. So yeah, these guys are still going. I believe they're going to keep walking around. These guys are going to sneak up. We're going to find some particular area, like particular places where I can get in good range and get ready to shoot and stuff like that, because I know that those got the sectoids in there, and if I get close enough, they're probably going to spot me. So I want to wait till these guys come up first. In retrospect, I think cutting this video would have been better. But hey, like I said, I wanted to show you that I'm actually trying to play this without, you know, making any edits or anything like that. The only thing I want to try and do with these videos is just get the start. You know, I want to get over the starting part, like set up the ambushes and the long turn waiting and stuff like that, you know, the long turns and the waiting and the loading and everything like that. I'd rather cut all that up and show you more footage of me basically attacking, you know, getting you know, following through with my ambushes and going out that way. But I think with this particular video, the reason why I'm showing you an extra 5 minutes worth of this stuff is because I wanted to see how I was setting up the ambush, which is not really something I want to do too much. But hey, it's, you know, it's a start. I'm still trying to find a particular format that kind of works. So what do I do here? Do I set the other guys up first before I do anything? I have a feeling I do. Because I wasn't confident during this time. I wasn't confident in trying to shoot that barrel to blow everything up. Oh, now that's a common trope with these type of games, using the environment to cause collateral damage to everything, whether it's, you know, cars, barrels, that sort of stuff. And you know things are pretty bad when they're either like a full-on red, like a really strong red color, or whether they're a pretty strong green color. Those two are key factors when it comes to environmental things to blow up. I mean, let's put it this way. Like, you've got most games where if you see a normal wooden crate that's brown, sure, that should be fine. You shouldn't have any worries with that. But if you see a red crate, yeah, you know it's going to explode. Ratchet and Clank is an example of that. I'm pretty sure Crash Bandicoot's got an equivalent of that as well. Like, platformers, they're big with that sort of stuff. Then you've got green as well. Green is another thing. Usually means toxic, so, or poison or something like that. So that's something you need to work out as well. Now, the yeah, that wasn't a cut. That was just transitioning from one video clip to the next, because obviously I can only record videos up to 4 gigabytes before it splits. So I got that guy to do a, because he usually uses a shotgun, I got him to overwatch with a pistol. Here, do I try and blow these guys up, or do I just wait? I think it's a grenade. Oh, no, this guy, Dong Ding, uses a grenade. And it is Dong Ding, isn't it? Yep, he frags it. It is Dong Ding. Okay, cool. So, one guy's down, one guy's still alive. But watch him move. As soon as he realizes what's going on, bang, he shoots. And there you go. Not a bad ambush. Granted, it was only 2 people, but still, it was enough to get things sorted, and I didn't realise what was going on there. My mouse had been moved. Alright, so those guys are still in concealment. Well, she's in concealment anyway, so I'm just trying to figure out what she does. I think she finally shoots the, barrel. Or does she throw a grenade? I think it's not a bad idea. You get 3 that way. Honestly, I think I tried to, oh no, I did throw a grenade. Alright, I would have just shot the, yeah, bang. So yeah, get extra damage that way. So that drone's gone, so that means the sectoid's left. So he finds a place to hide, and I think he runs around the corner. Yeah, doesn't do much. Okay, and he causes a mind fray, which panics my shinobi, which is... Calm down, lady. I haven't seen anyone panic that badly since one of my students, when he threw something at the ceiling fan and that the little thing hit me in the face. What it was this was like ages and ages ago. It was like one of those little superhero characters that you could put on the ends of a pencil. Kind of, you know, those old-fashioned trolls, but this one was a bit more squishier, a bit more silicone-y, a bit more rubbery. And it was pretty small, and it didn't have, like, crazy hair or anything like that. Yeah, he ended up, like, he's just a misguided kid. He's good-natured, he's just misguided. So this guy goes in, and I think I shoot the crap out of him this way. I mean, with a 78% chance to hit plus critical, you can't really go wrong. Well, you can, but not this time. I mean, look, 4 damage, that was exactly what I needed. So anyway, this kid ended up throwing something at the ceiling fan in my class, and it ended up, like, I didn't see what it was, and as I turned around, it actually hit me in the cheek, and I kind of went ballistic. Now, people were telling me who did it, but I wasn't angry at the fact of who did it. It was the fact that it happened in the first place, because it almost hit me in the eye, and I got very, very cranky with them. It's not the first time I've got cranky at students, I can tell you that. One of my classes this was last year, one of my classes were just that, they just could not work properly at all. I think it was just bad enough. I was mostly teaching them drama and music, and they just refused to cooperate. They refused to do anything. I even negotiated, and if I even negotiated a final assessment for them to do, and they barely put in effort to do that as well. So I just got to the point where, you know what, I'm no longer negotiating with these guys anymore. Luckily enough, I haven't really taught any of them this year for any other subjects, which isn't too bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of them are really, really nice, but yeah, other times they just can't work together. So, oh well, we'll see how they go. I've got my own class anyway, I've got my own Year 9 class I take care of, and they're wonderful. I really do enjoy helping those guys out, and taking care of them and teaching them and whatnot. You know, it's good to build bonds like that. It actually makes the days a lot easier to teach as well. Like, you know, oh, I've got this class, that's right, I like these kids, they're pretty good. You know, you get to talk about them for, you know, you get to talk pretty well, and, you know, get to know them. You get to find out, you know, you get to know them, you get to converse with them, you know, you get to basically build rapport. And, you know, if there's something that really makes the days easier, it's building that rapport. And I'm like, that's the reason why I like teaching high school as opposed to primary school. Granted, you know, primary school kids, you ask them to do something, they'll do it. And they'll do it with such enthusiasm that you're like, oh my god, how can you use this much energy to get into it? Well, anyway, like here, I try to use the maximum bonus for hacking, and, you know, I reckon I could have got the small one. If I watch it again, I can make a judgment on that again. But last time I did that sort of thing, I chose the lesser option, and I totally would have got the best option. So, and because there's no effect, it's always worth trying the higher one. Anyway, so yeah, I'm talking about kids, teaching kids in particular, primary school kids. So much enthusiasm, so much love that they want to give, and they want to impress you. They want you to be proud of them, which is fantastic. And this actually brings up a bit of a it's a theory that one of my old workmates used to suggest to me. What he suggested was that you know, kids from like grade prep to maybe grade 5 or 6 will usually do things like they'll do work or activities to impress the teacher. They want to impress the teacher, so they'll do everything you say. They'll, you know, participate. They'll try and do a good job. Then you get to the point where they're in possibly grade 5, 6, up to about year 9, where what they want to do is they don't want to impress you anymore. They actually want to impress their friends, and because of the change in puberty and because of puberty and the change in adolescence and stuff like that, change of behavior, mentality, whole hormones and brain chemicals getting readjusted and all that sort of stuff, they end up with this mentality of where they're wanting to impress their friends instead. They don't want to impress you anymore. They want to, you know, they want to seem cool to their friends, to their peers. So they'll do all sorts to which sometimes out of character with what they used to be, just because they want to either have a laugh. And there we go. Here's a mistake I made on the game. So obviously I should have yeah, I wasn't. Luckily enough, I was behind cover, but because I finished on that turn, I didn't, and I'm only under half cover as well. So I was really concerned about actually getting. I was really concerned about getting killed there. I didn't want another one of my soldiers getting killed. And then these two guys on the rooftop, I believe they actually hop down now. I've actually taken them off there because I know there's a. I know there's a droid around, a surveillance drone. Sorry, not a droid. It's not Star Wars, you know. I know there's some drones around. I know there's one drone around, so I wasn't too concerned though. I was just going to try and make my way up to the evac zone anyway, because technically I could have got these guys out of here. And you see that civilian bloody run out of the way and climb up the building? Good on them for trying to get out of the way and not be part of collateral damage. This is the... Hold on. Oh, this is the VIP. So what do I do with the VIP? I think I end up... Yeah, putting her behind some cover. So she hides there. Okay, and I couldn't find any decent cover up there. So what I decided to do, I was going to get her to go, the shinobi to go through the doorway. And shoot those guys from there. Or chase them down. Oh, here we go. Here's the drone. So that was a bad miss. So he comes in a bit closer, he gets that sorted out. Anyway, finishing off. So, yeah, generally from grade 5, 6 to year 9, kids tend to try and impress their... Oh, here's another mistake I made. I wasn't expecting him to jump down. So, yeah, luckily enough the VIP had 4 points of health, or 5 points of health, because, yeah, they were going to get killed, and if that was a kill, then bad mission. Objective completely missed. So I get him to open the door, and then she busts out and she starts whomping on people. Yeah, kids who are generally like seniors, like year 10, 11, and 12, they're more inclined to do work. They want to impress themselves. They're wanting to use their own they want to achieve their own aspirations and stuff like that. They want to achieve their own goals. They have, hopefully, most of them would have the knowledge, the strategies, and the effort to actually go and, did I do run and gun for him? Yeah, I think I did. So I ended up trying to shoot him as well. I've got to find out what those Advent are saying again. Like, there was a... Oh, smash. There was a video that actually showed what they were trying to say, and some of it was gibberish, and some of it kind of made sense, and other ones were just like, what the hell are you talking about? But yeah, so you got the theory of, you know, the 3 types of mentalities for kids. You know, kids who want to impress the teacher, especially at younger years. During the middle years, kids who want to impress their peers, and then when they're seniors, kids who want to impress themselves. And you know, after with all the years I've been teaching, and that's not just full-time teaching, I'm talking like part-time teaching as well, and when I was at uni, yeah, there was when my friend would tell me about that, I'm like, you know what, that actually makes a lot of sense. So I've been spreading that theory onto other people, and they're tending to agree as well. But like I said, you know, this theory isn't backed up by evidence. This is just more of a hunch than anything else. It's an untested theory, but it kind of makes sense. Like if you think about it logically, it kind of works. So anyway, my strategy for this now, I had an advent soldier who I knew was going to destroy my VIP if I tried to get them to run away. He could chase after them. So what I wanted to do was get him at range and make sure I wielded him down as quickly as possible. And as you can see, these two here, Wingus and Dingus, yeah, one's run out of ammo, and I want him to try and shoot. I think, oh yeah, that's right, I launch a grenade at the drone, and it works. It gets, it doesn't destroy him. I don't think it destroys him anyway, but he gets hit. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, because he's elevated slightly, so you know, get shredded, so the armor's gone, and the 2 health points are gone too. So yeah, my strategy for this advent soldier, this commander, was to get as close as I could to try and throw a grenade at him, to try and throw grenades at him. I'm hoping that it would work, but you can never be too sure. So yeah, and they're going on Overwatch. Alright, that drone comes around, he ends up stunning one of my guys because that's what drones do, and that's no big deal. Nice. Was it stunned for 4 turns, was it? Shouldn't be 4 turns. Or is it 4 points worth of stun? I don't know, I need to figure that out. I need to look into that. So okay, so she runs up, she ends up over there, and I could see that the enemy is right on the other side. So as soon as I get closer and open that door, I reckon they were going to shoot me. So I noticed here that the explosion would actually go through the wall. So I'm like, you know what, I'll take advantage of this. Bang. 3 and 3. He's fallen. Don't care about the loot. And once I get this guy, I had to reload and shoot first, of course. Thanks, Wingus and Dingus. Yeah, that audio is slightly delayed now because of the video, but that's alright, there's a bit of a cut happening here. So all the enemies are dead now, all the aliens are gone, so it's just making my way to the evac zone. So as you can see here, the evac zone was actually quite close. Everyone had ended up moving up, and Wendy Tucker is the first one to get evac'd, I believe. So she goes up. So I didn't actually notice that. I think when the reinforcements are imminent, which, you know, they don't turn up in this mission again, when the reinforcements are imminent, the evac button changes from green to yellow, which I thought was interesting. And there's my VIP, alright, still a little bit injured, but she survived, which is great, because that means that I did well with my mission. Yep, they're all good. Uh-huh. And I believe that's the end of the mission. That's the last one. Fantastic. So look at that. We've got 21 turns, so a long time, have to admit. 8 kills, 1 soldier that was wounded. I think it was just a light grazing. That's all fine. And yeah, a new record. Check that out. 100% successful shot rate. How awesome is that? Every shot I made was perfect. But everything else wasn't that good. Dom did pretty well, as with Sophie. So good on them. And this is where I go to promote the soldiers. So here we go. So we've got Heavy Ordnance, Center Mass, and Protector. Now this is my Grenadier. So what do I end up doing them? I think it was Heavy Ordnance I decided to do. Any damaging grenade in your grenade slot grants a bonus. So I was considering this guy to be like full on attack. I can't remember what protector was. I can't see from here. So what do I end up choosing? I believe it was heavy ordnance. Yes, I was correct. My memory does serve me, even though this video was only recorded 2 days from here, from doing this voiceover. Oh, one became a ranger. Yep. Sophie is now, she's a shinobi. So what I think I got her to be, yeah, Blade Master. So I wanted her to become the in your face hack and slash sort of soldier. Now this guy's my assault. He's got the shotgun. So what do I end up doing with this guy? That's right, lightning reflexes. Lightning reflexes was probably the second, it was either the first or the second best trait that you could have for the first XCOM game, because it basically, lightning reflexes allowed you to miss at a very high percentage, if not make totally improve, like almost invulnerable to overwatchers. So you could run in front of an enemy if you had lightning reflexes and they wouldn't even touch you. Oh well, so we'll see how that works out next time. So guys, everybody, thank you very much, and we will see you next time. So long!